Wow, welcome back, everybody. This is the last of all the sessions. I feel like I need to boost my energy level, so I'd love everyone in the audience to just give us a bit of a round of applause. Well done for everyone sticking with us today, and a bit of a whoop as well. Oh my God. Yeah. And that was just the first joke. It's amazing. Right, so thank you ever so much. Today's been brilliant. We've had 4 brilliant sessions. This is the last part. We've had 8 amazing startups from across the island of Ireland pitching. They all had to have a focus either on a business solution, which was digitalizing something which is quite traditional, or they were looking to improve something to do with HR, process, people, the workplace. So we've had things obviously that have been, you can put onto a table and it measures obviously like your performance and obviously your mobility. We've had obviously things that obviously look at the airline industry and kind of how we can better schedule staffing requirements. We've had a look at things obviously that are looking at fintech and how that can be improved. So I just think we've got an amazing array of new talent that's coming through in Northern Ireland. And I'm just delighted obviously that we can be part of that process. Fran, so obviously you're probably seeing, obviously we're going to see the recap for the first time because you've not been part of that process. And I think obviously just to give you a bit of an overview of what we were looking for, they had to, we've been a bit fair because lockdown has meant that someone that maybe would have been 12 months further on than they are have not been able to do as much. So it's been a startup that's 3 years or 36 months and less, and they had to have raised less than or 100K and less, which seems quite fair. I'm delighted to be joined by Jenny from Raise Ventures and Rachel from Clockwise as well, who are supporting this segment of the event. So thank you ever so much. Just to give you a bit of a recap, so everybody, there's a 3-minute kind of show reel, which I edited myself, so it might be really bad. But I'd love you to watch it. It just gives you a recap of all the startups, and then we're gonna come back and announce who wins the £1.5 cash prize. But for the first time, we're gonna do a third, a second, and a first because it's dead close.
My name's Matthew. We are Mustard, and our vision is to empower a digital generation with control over their financial future. We are solving the pension problem, which impacts employees, employers, and pension providers.
Okay, so just a couple of quick questions. How different are you to, say, a platform like PensionBee?
So at KnowledgeWork, we're rethinking how to do process to make it accessible to business people faster in hours, not weeks or months.
Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Joanne Cole and I'm the CEO and founder of Broker IQ. Broker IQ is a customer engagement platform built specifically for the insurance and mortgage broker industry.
The solution is Sonomove. I'm a medical doctor researching sedentary behaviour among desk workers. In autumn 2020, I conducted a study where participants wore accelerometers in their thigh 24/7 for a week.
Richard, I'll go first on the question, if that's okay. This is a device that goes on the desk, correct?
Our solution at Crew App, we're developing a cloud-based app that acts as a go-between between the current system and the crew. And we're utilizing AI technology to ingest this old roster data, shape it to meet and personalize the roster for the crew members, so to meet their individual needs, optimizing their well-being and the efficiency of the airline.
CyberPi makes cybersecurity accessible to the microbusiness and puts the microbusiness owner in control of their security. CyberPi is a multi-tenanted SaaS platform that automates the delivery of security awareness training through short edutainment videos and microtasks.
Well, good evening. My name is Gary Lyons, CEO of RegTech, and together with my co-founder and CTO, Jerry Murta, we're very excited to talk to you today about our RegTech platform and how it can help companies maintain high levels of corporate compliance whilst embracing the impact of increased remote working. We've been talking to that already have those relationships. We will just become their product of use within the institution.
Our mission is to become the leading name for stock taking and inventory management in the UK and Ireland in the short term, with global aspirations in the future. Telematics is a 360-degree complementary solution for all stock movements within retail, wholesale and manufacturing.
Right, back in the room. I just want to say to the audio-visual team, thank you ever so much for all the work you've done in doing this for the last, I know, day and a half setup. So thank you. Round of applause to Unit 7 as well. Thank you. There's a lot of unsung heroes who do stuff for Starticus. So Danny, who's over there, who does the occasional woo, he has his own business, and he uses comics to educate kids, sometimes about health or mental health, and they're amazing. So anyone listening in or in the room, you should go and check out what Danny does, because it's brilliant. So thank you, Danny. I have to give that promo. Simon over there and Matt from Digital DNA. We're in the same industry, but we help each other because it's hard work. So I thank them for their time today. Fran, obviously brilliant. Neve this morning, it's just been brilliant. So thank you ever so much. Jenny, why did you get involved in startups? Like, why are you supporting startups? And also, like, why do you want to support this startup pitch competition?
Well, I think at that earliest stage, it's the hardest part, because quite often it's a founder on their own and they don't quite know what the next step looks like. And by having advisors around them and the ecosystem that we have here in Northern Ireland helps them take that next step, helps them be brave that they talked about earlier. And that's why we really like to get involved with events like this and help support not just the education in terms of what does the future of work look like. There's fantastic knowledge and insights in terms of tools to use and suggestions in terms of these are going to be the employers of the future, the startups that we're working with today. And if they can take some of the tools and techniques from today to the future, they're going to attract really amazing talent, and they're going to be a great place to work. So we really want to get involved in this in terms of the pitch competition to help showcase the next round of talent coming through from a startup point of view. And the pitches that came through last week across the board, the judges were looking at them, the talent and the ideas were fantastic. I mean, already, you know, the likes of the ones that we were talking about in the first session, the Yonder desks and those guys, and the role share that we're talking about earlier on, they're maybe 4 or 5 years down the road of where these guys are today. And hopefully these guys will be the showcase of your next future events.
Oh, I think that's a really good point. I don't think I've had a startup pitch competition which has been so narrow in terms of the type of startups, but the quality has been the best I've seen. That honesty is at an early stage in my mind. These people know what they're talking about. In fact, I'm inspired by what they're doing. That's fair, isn't it? It's like, it's not a bad level competition, is it really?
No, I mean, it's fantastic. And it's not just workplace solutions in terms of business processes, but it's also people solutions. It's also helping customers and suppliers and clients just digitize and make things easier for the end user. Every single one of the solutions that pitched will make life easy.
100%. And I just want to give a special shout out to someone like Joanne, who's doing great stuff with Broker IQ. She's done so much in 6 months. It's unbelievable. So like, absolutely round of applause, Joanne. She's doing brilliant. And it's really important that we support female founders in Northern Ireland to make sure that they get fast tracked and supported as much as we can. So round of applause, not just to Joanne, but all the female founders that are out there that are on that journey. Fran was one 6-12 months ago as well. So round of applause We can't just look at like the scene as it is. Very quickly before I forget, because I was sitting there going, this amazing graffiti behind us is by a guy called Carl Porter. He does stuff all over the place, but the most memorable thing that you would know is probably the Derry Girls mural. And he's amazing. He does stuff all over the place, but he just helps me out with artwork, which is brilliant always. So thank you to Carl and Chris from Dip That Media, who's doing all the photography today. Again, really just helping me out because they just want to help with the event. So thank you ever so much. Rachel, talking of thanks, thank you for Clockwise as well. We're there later for a beer and I can't wait. And if anyone hasn't got a ticket, just book one because I need to get all the alcohol drunk. But tell us just for a minute or so about Clockwise and what you do locally as well with your co-working space.
Yeah, so Clockwise has been open now for just over 3 years. So we provide well-designed, contemporary private offices, shared workspace, and meeting rooms, and access to a thriving community of businesses, and that's everything from an individual to companies, maybe 30 desks and more. So it's a really dynamic mix of companies, largely from tech and creative backgrounds, but we really focus on our community and the events that we put on for our members and really look to them for inspiration and for what we can put on that is going to benefit them and help them grow in the space and ultimately form connections with each other, which is really a real joy for us to see. And since we have opened, we've been home to many startups in Clockwise, and for myself and the team, I have to say it's been a real joy to have watched them evolve over the years, and we feel like we definitely go on that journey with them and celebrate their successes and milestones that they have. And just to echo what Jenny has said, the quality of the talent that came through in those pitches was unreal, and with every single one I was like, wow, like amazing. So I found it really hard to judge because everybody was just fantastic.
Yeah. On a note as well, I should add that Jenny has some involvement into the startups and wasn't able to score for a couple, which probably was quite hard for you, but it's the only way we can have a fair process in that sense. So I think, I've never done this before because I don't think sometimes it's good time, but we kind of need some footsteps on the floor just to give a drum roll. And oh, thank you, Danny. We're going to do that, but Jenny's going to do a third and a second, purely because I think the quality was so good. We have to give credit, and there could have been 5 winners. Honestly, there could have been 5 winners today. So drum roll and then third, second, please. Oh.
Okay, so in third place, we have Mustard.
Okay. Right, cool. We do have some of the startups, by the way, on Zoom, but I think we'll just wait until we get to find out who the winner is, and then we can jump to that person if they're on Zoom or in the room. I think that's the easiest way because I just don't know how we can control the crazy spam bot people that are out there as well.
In second place, then we have Crew App.
Crew App. Excellent. Thank you. Brilliant. Mustard, amazing. Crew App, just amazing as well. Kian, I thought you pitched brilliantly. And I love the fact that you're working in a sector which needs so much innovation as well. So I think you're going to do brilliant, both of you as a co-founding team. And knowing the industry as well is so important. And I've got some amazing connections across the airline industries. So I'd love to help you with that as well. Mustard, I don't know so much about insurance, but we can certainly help, obviously, in terms of knowing the bigger picture as well. You're going to do first place, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I kind of feel like we need to go, and the winner is...
Yes. Yeah, so it's a real honor to announce, are we doing a wee drum roll? The winner of the Startup Pitch competition is Scanmatics.
Scanmatics. Okay. Right. This is where the magic's going to happen because Scanmatics, George is not in the room. I believe he's over in Liverpool at some expo. So I'm hoping he can jump in and join us. Hello, George. Any joy? We'll soon find out. We'll soon find out. But what I can tell you about George while we're waiting. Hello, George.
I'm in. Currently on a bus.
You're in.
Town Centre.
You're on the bus. Go and do me a favour. Turn around to everyone in Liverpool and tell them you've won. Go on, please.
No, that's embarrassing.
No, honestly, listen, George, congratulations. What I would say is the feedback we got from your pitch was basically, now George has pitched about 6 months ago at an event that we did. And the feedback we got based on your pitch was how much your journey has progressed and your pitch has improved over that 6 months. And I'm absolutely delighted that you're able to be the winner for this, because it just shows every other startup, because I think you probably were ranked about mid-table from the last one. And the quality honestly wasn't anywhere near as good as the one we had today. So it shows all the other startups that were pitching what progression can look like over a 6-7 month period. So I just wanted to say congratulations. The money is great. It's lovely to have that, but the kudos and the fact that hopefully it will open doors for you is brilliant as well. I just want to say congratulations. Rachel, was there anything that you took from George's pitch that you kind of thought it was great about what he's up to?
Yeah, I just think I definitely remember him saying that he was the quickest on the market. So I think that is definitely going to help with the stock taking, because I know that that's something that is a really long drawn out process, and it's something probably that retailers dread coming to. So I think that the fact that you're the quickest out there is huge. It's a huge USP to have. Absolutely. And George is a gentleman as well, so it's lovely, honestly, to be able to support him on his journey. George, are there any words you'd like to say, obviously, to the judges and the fans that are behind us here?
Obviously, I can't see, but no, like, first of all, to every other all other contenders in the competition, I did try and catch some of their pitches during the day. All looks to be, as you said, really, really great companies out there. I know that ultimately, someone much wiser than me always told me that the prize isn't the prize. It's the kudos and being validated by other people who believe what you do is actually the right thing. That's where the real prize is for us. And absolutely, I'm chuffed to bits. Pity I'm on a bus and sort of don't want to make a fool of myself because I'm a bit reserved. But really chuffed, and congratulations to everyone else. The guys from Mustard and Crew App being second and third. Nice to see them getting the same recognition. So really good. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I wish I had more cash to splash around to the other teams. I do. Just because I think that the talent that we saw was just fantastic. But George, a round of applause from everyone here for you. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Right, that's the end. Audio-visual team, we haven't played one of the songs yet, and I really want everyone to listen to this because it's just brilliant. So it's the song that we were going to play in session 3, but we're now going to play it now. So it's Lather with Joshua Burnside, and it's going to play the event out. Thank you ever so much for everyone joining us today. Thank you to the sponsors, going back obviously to Real Time and Version 1 that backed it as a major sponsors from the start. But then we've got to say thank you to kind of the likes of Raise Ventures, Clockwise, Waypoint, who were the sponsors of the first session, Pulsar, Matrix NI, and Young Enterprise Northern Ireland, all amazing sponsors for us and really supportive of what we're doing. So thank you ever so much. It's a new experience, this hybrid thing. Obviously, having a TV studio, watching us, watching them, watching us, it's kind of a bit weird, but I think hopefully you all loved it. And it's lovely for you all to be here. Let's play out with a song. And obviously, thank you ever so much for coming here today. So thank you.
Nothing is bolder than the jump from the windowsill into the depths of hell, into the clutches of the devil himself. But never mind, that talk is a little premature. I have many sins and words to commit first. Oh, under the dead weight of all the grey concrete, covering all of the children, all of the flowers, all the to be all I am, all I am, all I am, all that I am. fire spot, there is certainly a great danger. But maybe my soul will fly up into the sky, where all of the people dancing and clapping will greet me with such warmth, stealing glances at our old teachers, wondering if they remember who we are, all that we are. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da,
All of the people, all of the children, stealing glances, all of the people, all of the children,
under the blue sky,
stealing glances.
and all of the plastic, all of the traffic filling up our throats. Everything's keeping, nothing is breathing under the harsh light. And under the blue sky, suddenly my eyes were stinging. For all the people under the concrete, never ceasing to be all I am. To be all I am. To be all I am. To be all